Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing an 8-piece limited edition from watchmaker D.Candaux. This is the DC6 Black Phantom Carbon. The watch in carbon fiber and sapphire is a gorgeous 43 millimeters in diameter. From the back sapphire to the tips of the bubble displays, we have a 13.1 millimeter thick watch, and from lug tip to lug tip, it is 52.9 millimeters with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. All in titanium, sapphire, and carbon. This is a very lightweight watch for its size. It also wears quite agreeably for a 43. You can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, it's large but not excessively thick. And because of the shape of the lugs, it wears quite well. So you can see that the lugs are tightly downward turned. It's got that little bit of a slope that allows the watch to arc around your wrist rather than flaring out. Even if you're borderline for wearing it, I think you could wear this watch on a wrist of 15 centimeters circumference because it is so light and the shape of the watch is outstanding. Taking a quick look at the strap, it is a textile in black with substantial bolstering, a monotone stitch, and then on the underside we have a inlay of a rubber, and that helps to isolate the strap from the grid of the wrist, making cleaning of the strap easier. You can see, handmade by D.Candaux, creator of time. A little bit of information about Candaux. He's a third-generation watchmaker who works out of the town of La Soliat in the Valley du Jeu. He is also an engineer. Not all watchmakers are both. His godfather is Philippe Dufour, so he's been steeped in this stuff since he was single-digit age, and he is a member of the AHCI, which is the exclusive club of accomplished independent watchmakers that includes the likes of Marco Lang, Kari Voutilainen, Philippe Dufour, and of course F.P. Journe, so he is in good company, and there are many other august names in that group. Now the buckle uses a combination of gold. You can see the little logo is made in gold and bolt fixed, and then we have a brushed titanium buckle, and the strap is a Velcro fixed strap, and you can see it is a brand new Velcro fixed strap, so you can size it more finely than if it were a notched conventional strap, because you don't have to worry about being in between size. With Velcro, not only do you have a fantastic amount of security, but you can fine-tune the fit perfectly. Now the case is built just like the metal versions of the 1740 and the DC6. You can see that the case lines are the same, but the material is not. Here we have a machined forged carbon that has a lovely layup. So you can see all of these carbon fibers set in resin and then autoclaved to set them permanently. And because the fibers will never be exactly the same in orientation from example to example, though there are only 8 of these, no two will be exactly alike. Another benefit, not only is this material light and hypoallergenic, but it does a great job of hiding scratches. Now on the dial, we have something uncommon. The original 1740, which was very similar dimensionally, aesthetically, and mechanically to this, but the original 1740 had a center seconds display. This has a seconds display on the 1-minute tourbillon. So you still have the function, it just opens up the dial, so now you can touch the guilloche. And it is very uncommon to have guilloche on the dial of a watch that you can touch, and it is a tactile pleasure. Now, as you can see, the watch has a composition of titanium inside and carbon outside. So the movement is made of grade 5 titanium, and it's visible on the dial side. The tourbillon, let's talk about the tourbillon. It is inclined at 30 degrees, and the actual movement itself is inclined at 3 degrees from the vertical, and you can see that slope to the dial because the movement is right under the dial. So by displacing the balance so dramatically from the vertical, you do have a sort of built-in ability to counteract the effects of gravity on the escapement, which is the purpose of a tourbillon when it's done right. Now, we also have a free-sprung tourbillon in this instance, adjusted in 6 positions, one more than a chronometer, with an overcoil hairspring, and it beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. We do have a 1-minute tourbillon. Do a very quick loom shot here. You can see this watch is loomed, and it's more evident to the eye than it is to the camera. But you can see that the dial itself is made of black luminova, and we also have a luminescent power reserve indicator. Now, the tourbillon is chatty, that is to say you can really hear it, which I like. The watch has a very evident heartbeat. You can also see there's a little driven wheel, or I should say it's actually a driving wheel because the tourbillon drives against it and it stays stationary. But you can see that golden wheel against which the tourbillon drives, and that features a text engraved into it that includes the technical specification for the watch, such that a qualified master watchmaker decades or centuries hence will be able to restore the watch to good repair and operation even if Mr. Candaux is not still around. So this watch is built for the long haul. The movement is a manual wind. It has a 55-hour power reserve. We have this little power reserve indicator. And of course, it says the heart and the spirit of watchmaking in the town of Solstice. We have this magic crown, which has 31 pieces and is protected by a patent. You press it, it pops out. There are two different levels. The uppermost is used for winding. The intermediate position is used for setting the dial. And you can see the power reserve indicator is moving along as I wind it, and has a wonderful feel. Both the click of the winding system on the ratchet wheel, and then the knurling of the crown makes it a pleasure to use. Now, there are intermediate positions where you can adjust the watch, you can hide the crown away, and you could set it just like that. It is called the Magic Crown, and when you hide it away, it's out of the way, so it can't be damaged. It's protected from shearing or abrasion. Now, the dial is gorgeous, but the movement is beautiful on both sides. And though the tourbillon means the action is on the dial side, there's a lot to love on the opposite side of the watch. Now, as you can see, this is a limited edition. It says so. There are 8 pieces, so you could probably guess one of the serial numbers just by chance. We have the signature of the man himself on the reverse side. It's called caliber 1740, because that was the year the first watchmaker was confirmed to have taken up practice in the Vallée du Jeu. You can also see that the movement is beautifully finished. We have Côte du Soleil, which means absolutely mile-wide luminous Geneva waves. And again, all of this is on titanium. It's not easy to finish titanium. There are 23 sharp interior angles on this movement where bevels meet. We also have beautiful mirrored anglage, and you can see it on the edge of everything, including the black polished bridges. We have pivot jewels set in golden chaton pocket watch style, black polished screws with chamfered slots in circumference. You can see all this pivots on 47 jewels, and a change from the earlier 1740 model, which is his first variant of this watch. D.Candaux guarantees this watch to be 50 meters water resistant, which is more than the 30 of the original. Now, reach out to Tim Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this 8-piece D.Candaux DC6.